All right, let's move on. Anderson Cooper, as you just mentioned, sat with Donald Trump during this town hall meeting that took place. And they got into this whole Heidi Cruz, Melania Trump issue that just won't seem to go away despite Donald Trump's best efforts.
Just the last question before we do, I got to ask you about this back and forth between you and Senator Cruz about wives. After saying that you were going to spill the beans about Heidi Cruz, you retweeted an unflattering picture of her next to a picture of your wife.
I thought it was a nice picture of Heidi. I thought it was fine.
Come on.
I thought it was fine. She's a pretty woman.
You're running for president of the United States.
Excuse me. I didn't start it.
Okay,
I didn't start it.
But, sir, with all due respect, that's the argument of a 5-year-old.
I didn't start it. No, it's not the.
Yeah,
no,
the argument of a 5-year-old is he started
You
it.
would say that. That's the problem with our country.
Every parent knows a kid who says he started
Excuse me. No. That's the problem. Exactly that thinking is the problem this country has. I did not start this. He sent out a picture, and he knew very well it was a picture.
He didn't send out a picture.
It was a picture of a cover story. Anderson.
Super PAC.
Here's what I want you to recognize. Donald Trump, I want to preempt it so the audience can be listening for it. First of all, the fact of this matter is that ad that went out that was asking, is this what you want for the First Lady of the United States, showing the partially nude Melania Trump in a GQ ad. I'm not making a judgment about that at all, about her doing the ad or them running the ad. But the ad was from an anti-Trump super PAC. It had nothing to do with the Cruz campaign. It is not a pro-Cruz super PAC. It's strictly an anti-Trump super PAC. Mm-hmm. So Donald Trump, knowing that information, is going to try to blame Ted Cruz. Anderson rebuffs it, and then he shifts back to, if it wasn't Ted Cruz, it was Mitt Romney. So he's just leveling accusations without any substantial evidence at all. He's just, of course, just fucking saying words.
It's a cover story of a picture taken by Antoine Verglas, one of the great photographers of the world, by the way. My wife was a very successful model, like one of the most. It was a picture for the cover of GQ, which is a very good magazine.
This wasn't even it wasn't even a.
Again, what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah.
What does Melania's successful modeling career have to do with anything that we're talking about here?
It's setting a fire. It's a distraction from what the actual point is. If you raise enough points, enough things, enough words, some people will get distracted. Some people will, oh yeah, well, she was a model. And then they think about the fact that the ad wasn't so great. They don't focus on the fact that Donald Trump is tweeting out pictures that are ridiculously unflattering of one woman that show his wife to be a beautiful photoshopped model.
Right, and then going so far as to deny that, saying, oh, I thought it was a good picture of Heidi. Right, says the guy who says that women can't be 10s if they're flat-chested.
Right.
Talks about people being fat constantly.
Well, he wants to fuck his daughter.
He's constantly saying negative things about women, and then he's acting like we are going to believe what he's saying, that this was a good picture of Heidi Cruz.
Right.
It was not a good picture of Heidi Cruz. She looked like she was on set of Twister. Okay, her hair was blowing all around.
Right.
No, it's not a good picture of her. You know that. It's next to this Photoshop picture of Melania.
Well, he's a liar.
He's flat out lying, and it's really disturbing.
Cruz super PAC. It was an anti-Trump super PAC.
They were Romney people. Romney is, very embarrassed that he did so badly 4 years ago. The guy choked like a dog.
Do you have proof that he sent it out?
No, everybody knows he sent it out. He knew the people in the super PAC. He knew that. I would be willing to bet he wrote the phrase, would you like to have this as your first lady? And a lot of people said yes, actually, if you want to know the truth. But she was a magnificent model. She took a picture with one of the great photographers of the world. They put it on GQ. All of a sudden, we see this picture going all over to Utah just before the election. And by the way, when he said, we had a big day, we won Utah. Excuse me, I won Arizona with far.
All right, we're going to stop it there. It goes on for like another minute and a half of him talking about how well he's doing in the polls and how well he's done in certain states, which has nothing to do with answering the question that was asked.
So question, how did you like Anderson Cooper's approach here?
Oh my God. This is the way he needs to be dealt with. That's the answer of a 5-year-old. I didn't start it. He started it. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I love...
You're a 69-year-old man who's running for the job of George Washington. Act accordingly.
I love how he tried to say, no, you're being politically correct, Anderson. It isn't the argument of a 5-year-old. Really, he did start it, okay? This is just... I'm not being politically correct, okay? This is a political correctness issue.